I always have been a big fan of the UBA app, but one aspect I have not been too proud of is the LDAP connection. You needed to go into this other app that you downloaded here and did that import from an LDAP into a reference set, and from there is where the UBA gets the data, and that it's a little kludgy. But now I'm very happy to tell you that in UBA 3.4 there is this user input button. And now when you click here add, you still have the way of going with the reference set, but I don't know why you will still go in that way, because now you can go directly to your Active Directory or your LDAP. From that, I'm going to use an external LDAP. Let me grab this in here and put it here just for testing. The bind, the N, I'm going to select this read-only admin, and the password is just the word password. And that should connect me directly to the LDAP. And we see that it had pulled some attributes, and we can even click in here and see more of the sample data. A couple of smart folks in there. And that's not all. You can force to, here in the advanced settings, you can force to bind not at the root of the LDAP, but at a particular organization if you want to. And also you can play with the filter. But most important, now you have the ability to import here a root certificate for every LDAP server that you want to connect. Not just for the app, but for every individual application. Pretty nice. When you click next, let me actually, because I already tested this out, so let me actually call this COM2. You define here how often do you want to go and retrieve the data, and what's the limit on the number of users. You click next, and you're done. Now, as you see, we have imported that in here. You also have the capability of clicking here under tuning and selecting here by default. I mean, normally you wouldn't have to play with any of this. I'm just explaining the functionality that I had found in here that you may need to use it. This is how QRadar knows who is who in the zoo. I mean, how I'm going to be adding risk to all the user IDs that a particular user has. And how do you find those out? Well, by username, email address, and but you can actually click in here and select different ones, or uncheck those as well. But that's a very nice setup. Also in here, you can specify what are the names that you, or the fields that you're going to be putting when you display that user in the LDAP. And of course, you can also change them here. Let's say that, you know, your email address has a different field other than just mail. Well, you select it from here, and you change that. Now, once you've done that, if you search for a particular user, let's go to this guy. Notice that you got the data in here, but very nicely, if you want to see who else is in this particular department, you click here on their peers, and here are all those members, or the first 10 of 12, and with him included, you know, 11 peers plus him. And if you have more, then you have more pages in here. You can actually, from there, let's say I want to go directly to Jack. You click in here and you go to his page as well. Very nicely done. Now, also in the UBA 3.4, there are additional use cases. If we go to rules and tuning, I believe that this cloud one, you can actually check that out on the documentation, but there are new cloud use cases. And I believe that these exfiltration ones are new as well. Again, every release of the UVA keeps adding more and more use cases.